Hey, Kazmar here. I'm gonna show how I open on bosses for patch 6.2, but as a fire mage. What I've been doing for Hellfire Citadel, even up into heroic. So for talents, I go Icy Flows, so that way I can move and cast Fireball. You really shouldn't be casting Scorch at all. It's kind of terrible now. It doesn't really hit for anything. I mean, you can Scorch if you have to, but really you should be casting Fireball. That way you can try and get those big crits, and then Inferno for a viral. You could pretty much always be casting some sort of instant. I mean, if you go Blast Wave, right there is big damage. You got your Inferno Blast, you got your Dragon Breath if you're close enough. But yeah, Scorch is just pretty much garbage this expansion, at least from what I've been noticing. Ice Berry, but really you can go whatever you want. Level 45 talent, do whatever you want, doesn't really matter. Level 60, I usually take Cauterize, saves me a lot, especially on big damage fights. And level 75 talent, I go Blast Wave. I prefer it. It does a lot of burst damage. It's good for a slow, especially on Archmon. If you have to go down with the tank and hit the sparks, it's good for a slow. It's also good for big AoE cleave. You do a lot of damage. If you're on a fight where you don't have to move around a lot, Rune of Power obviously. If not, Incanter's Flow. I usually end up picking Incanter's Flow. I feel like a lot of the fights I gotta move around too much to keep dropping a Rune of Power. And then the level 100 talent, Kindling seems to be the best, especially if you have a lot of crit. Because every time you combust, every time you crit after that, you reduce it by a second, so you're just throwing up a ton of combust. Glyphs, really right here, I just use Regenerative Ice. There's really nothing else to use. And that one you can pretty much pick what you want, Blink or whatever. Dragon Breath, especially with the increase in damage they just put out not that long ago. You increase the damage again, and I'll show that when I do some DPS. That's really good. It just hits for so much, especially when, like Hellfire Citadel, when you're hitting like 5-6 mobs at a time. And then Inferno Blast, obviously, you can spread the combust to one more for those big AoE fights. Pretty much only going to play fire in AoE fights. Single target fights, it doesn't do that well. But let me see. Let me just show how I usually start. So you'd have your Rune of Power down. We'll do a DBM pull just to simulate. Oh, not DMB. So with my tanks anyway, because you're going to cast Pyroblast, you're going to pre-pot at about 3, then cast Pyro at 1, or at 2, you know, just to give your tank some chances to get aggro. And right there was a decent combust, but if you can, you want to wait for like 2 pyros back to back, like right there, and then you would combust, and that would be a pretty big combust because the ignite's so high. And then, I mean, Blast Wave on cooldown. I have my Trinket proccing, so that's going to do a lot more damage too. And then the reason I use Icy Flows, I'll show you, is because you can run up Icy Flows, and then if there's a bunch of mobs, you can Dragon Breath, and then usually like Inferno Blast your way out. Or if you had to walk back to like a standing spot, you can Icy Flows again, cast Fireball, and then just run back. Let's see. Oh, so there's Pyro, but didn't give it a crit there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you want to use Icy Flows so you can move like this on the move and cast. Throw Pyros when you can. I know some people... Oh, and combust whenever you can too, unless you can save it for a big cooldown. And you don't really have to worry about weapon procs. It just gives you more crit. And yeah, that's about it for fire. Thanks for watching. If you like, hit like. If you want to add anything or just anything to say in general, drop a comment. And thanks for watching.